Well, the idea is, can you protest the national anthem? You know, and
you can.
we can segue into that. Yes, right.
Yeah.
We can
segue into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely. Like with Colin Kaepernick, it's very controversial because you have a lot of. I mean, it's funny though. Us people that kind of do support that, we have family members that are all in the military. You know what I mean?
My dad was in the military.
Right.
I myself am joining.
Right. Oh, you're joining. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's just interesting because I don't think Colin Kaepernick, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he ever said anything against anything in the military. Like I really don't think
he never did.
It's not that.
It's the police, right?
He wants to do it against police brutality because he feels as if, as a black man in America, with the whole police brutality thing, he feels like there's institutional racism. The reason being that people are talking about the military and whatnot is because our soldiers go on the front lines and they die for your right to stand there and protest. Now, whether you choose to agree with it or not, like me personally, I don't agree with his kneeling for the flag, and that's me personally. But I understand why he does it. I understand that he wants to protest it, and I understand why he feels like crimes against blacks are unjustified, or he feels a certain way, and I get that. But I also and the parts that piss me off is he does kneel for the flag. He doesn't stand up for the national anthem and whatnot. And as me, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I understand why. And the argument is like, that's disrespectful to those troops. Yeah. Well, those same troops that he may be disrespecting died so that he can do that, so that he can make people think about what they're doing and can let them do that.
I have a quick question before Rob goes. Real quick, I never, when I went to do the national anthem since 2004, when I realized everything about 9/11, I never put my hand on my heart, ever. And I'd go to so many national
elementary school, they didn't make you do that?
Yeah, I was still standing up, but I never put my hand on my heart.
That was Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, but no, that's a pledge.
Not national anthem.
Hey, quick question. I think there was a photo out there of Colin Kaepernick wearing socks that were like cops or pigs. Mm-hmm. Was that a thing? Was that a thing?
He weren't doing practice.
Was it? What year was that? That was last year, right?
That was the 2016 season. That was his last season.
Oh, because he's out now, right? He's gone.
He didn't play. He didn't play any time this year.
Oh man, that's crazy. But like, you guys were you had something to say. So he was talking about the protests and the first idea is the troops. And that's what comes.
And he's bringing up on the screen. And I'm pretty well versed with this because I've studied a lot of it. And we talk about the kneeling. And I think a lot of people forget, and you talk about, you wanted to join the military and how that you feel like the soldiers were disrespected.
Well, I'm saying that's what people say. And
right.
Personally, yes, I feel as if it is a disrespect towards the troops, but I can't really go, how dare he? Because those same troops that he's disrespecting and to other people that they think he's disrespecting, they die so that he can do that. Yeah. You don't have to agree with it, but I also respect, I don't agree with it in any way. I don't agree with it all, but I respect. He has the right to do it. It is his First Amendment, it's his freedom of speech, and I can respect it. Yeah. But I don't have to agree with it.
So we're talking about
I think that the idea of agreeing that's your option as a man, as a human being.
It's the respect factor.
But I don't think at the same time we can also talk about tangible facts and talking about actual disrespecting. Yeah. Now, if we're kind of looking on the screen, the guy to his left, is Nate Boyer, who's a military veteran. My question is, does anybody really know whose idea it was to kneel? Because it wasn't Colin Kaepernick's. If anybody remembers, you can actually go back to the end of the 2015 season. He was sitting down way before then, but it got no coverage.
Yeah.
Then the start of the 2016 season, it's the preseason. He's sitting down. They noticed it during one of the games, and he got asked about it after in the locker room. And not once did he bring up this is against veterans. Not once did he bring up this is against the military or anti, Army, Marines, Navy. None of that. He made a very clear and concise statement about why he was sitting down. The man that's in the picture is Green Beret Nate Boyer.
To his left?
Correct.
The one standing.
He reached out to Colin Kaepernick and expressed, kind of similar to what you just expressed, how he felt by Colin sitting down. Colin had him come out and they actually met, had a long discussion. Out of that discussion, a compromise was met. that instead of him sitting down, he will kneel on the field with his teammates, because that is a sign of respect, especially dealing with the military, kneeling like when they present a flag because someone has died.
Of course.
That's the compromise that a military veteran like Nate Boyer reached, and that's why he respects Colin Kaepernick, his stance, and what he's fighting for, and what he's trying to bring awareness to. Because at the end of the day, when we talk about protest is supposed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a comfortable protest, because if it's comfortable protest, it wasn't a protest to begin with. The protest is supposed to make you pick sides. Mm-hmm. His stance, in this case, a kneel, is bringing awareness and getting people to talk about it now. And this has been my opinion this entire football season, because I love football. Yeah. I watch the NFL all the time. I'm a Niner fan myself. It's difficult to see that he's not on a team, but I'm starting to come to the realization that he's actually coming into his own calling. I feel like he's realizing that he's can do something bigger, because he's putting his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
How much donations, how much money, how much resources he's donated. He's not fronting this idea.
He's paying it forward, man.
Exactly. So when people say that he's anti-American, or that he's disrespecting the flag, which we can get into a little bit more, especially dealing with the national anthem.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who wrote the national anthem, Francis Scott Key, who was a slave owner and a racist, who poemed that.
Yeah.
And then now what's in the national anthem that we play today, there's been taken out the third stanza, which talks about slaves. Yeah. So that whole national anthem that was even written wasn't talking about me or Kaepernick or anybody that looks like us. So for him to come to the realization to say, you know what, this military veteran comes to me, I hear what he's saying, and I develop a compromise. Yet that's not good enough, because the media and majority of America want to change the narrative and want to make it against military, against veterans, which is not the narrative. And that's not the message he's trying to put forward, and not the awareness that he's trying to bring light to.
And if I could chime in, I